Thank you, Jewel. Those who are just joining us, please come in and find an empty chair. So the PNCIMA is an exciting event that's going to bring together a lot of perspectives, and most of you who know each other know that those perspectives are already present in this room. There will be about 300 people by the time all these chairs are filled, and we're joined by at least another 60 or 70 who have indicated that they'll be joining us by webcast at their own computers at home and on other sites. And in Prince Rupert at the Northwest College, or Community College, WWF has set up a big screen, and there will be a number of people there for that webcasting event. And they'll be able to be in touch with us in the question periods, sending us their questions along with your own, and we'll be integrating those so that there can be as great a level of participation as possible. Now, just by way of introduction to this couple of days, if you've looked at the agenda, you'll notice that day one is all about understanding PNCIMA, understanding the initiative, trying to get the scope of this whole project, coupled with your participation in informing the vision of PNCIMA and talking about your values and interests and the values of interests of organizations and groups that you identify with. That's today. And you'll be hearing from a number of people in connection with that. Day two is all about informing the project about how to engage stakeholders, you, others, not just at the beginning of this process, but throughout. And there's a good deal of experience with that in other jurisdictions and in British Columbia as well, and other parts of Canada. So we're going to want to hear about that and get your input about a stakeholder engagement element to this whole process. So that's day two. We're going to move between plenary sessions, such as the ones you're about to hear here, and breakout sessions. There'll be 7 of those, plus a breakout session going on in Prince Rupert. And to accomplish that, we're going to have to move quickly and smoothly, and I'm going to try to assist in making that happen. I just want to emphasize that the plenaries are times to learn and raise questions. The breakout sessions are times for you to uncork your own desire to participate and contribute. So if you're thinking of making speeches, the places to do that are going to be mainly in the breakout sessions. I mention that because we have a lot to accomplish in 2 short days. 3 things I want to mention at this point just before we get started. The first is, and I think people know this, that time can be our slave or we can be its slave, and I want it to be the former. I want to be as well served as possible by the clock and not be subject to it. So part of my job is to make sure that we stay on time, and we're going to do everything. I'm going to do everything I can to assist that in happening. Everyone who's going to be speaking has already been advised of that, and I know that they're going to respect that, and I would ask everybody else to too. I hope nobody's going to find me rude if I have to let people know that our time is up, because it will be occasionally, and I'll probably let each speaker know that they've got 2 minutes left when they have 2 minutes left. Second thing, and this is important, you were given some sticky notes when you arrived. You've probably put them in your folder, and I just want to talk about what those are for, because their utility begins now. What they're meant to do is to assist you in the first breakout session in sharing values, interests, objectives, things that you regard as important or should be important about the PNCIMA process. So as you are able to identify those this morning, perhaps through things that you hear from the front or questions that you raise or things that come to mind, pull out a sticky note and write down any of those values or interests. And it may just be a phrase: concern about community integrity, value of environmental integrity, desire for economic, whatever your interests are. And I don't want to be suggestive, but as you think of those interests or values, you've got, I think, 5, 6, 7 of those sticky notes. Just write them down, and they'll be useful this afternoon. That's the second thing. The third thing is there are evaluation forms on your tables. There's a stack of them, and I would invite each of you to take one of those now so you have them in your folder and you have them available to you. The reason for that is that there's an evaluation form for today. It's a 2-sided piece of paper, and there'll be a separate evaluation form for tomorrow. And some of the evaluations are divided up into segments, so they will ask you whether you found a particular plenary presentation useful. And if you wait till the end of the day to fill those out, it's going to be hard to remember what happened in the morning. Believe me, a lot is going to happen over the course of each day. So I would ask you to just pull those out every hour or two and write down some thoughts and fill in the squares that relate to the segment that you most recently heard, so that those ideas are current. The reason we're asking you to do this is that the feedback from these evaluation forums is extremely important. There will be more forums, and the PNCIMA Steering Committee wants to do this right, and they want to find out how to improve these events. So your current, accurate information is going to be really important to them. Okay.